Seminole State family. Welcome to Research Rally Live. We are faculty librarians at Seminole State College of Florida. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Jason.
And we want to spend the next 30 minutes doing research with you. We are about to search, sift, sort, and suss our way through several sources. As always, we want to hear from you in the chat, especially if you have a research question. But before we get into that, we need to introduce our fabulous co-hosts and find out maybe something that's going on at Seminole State College this week. Yes, that was my physical teleprompter right there. Joining us today, we have Miss Maha, who is in library school studying to become a librarian, joining us. And we also have the incomparable Jeffrey Nelson.
Oh,
I
must be hot in there. Yeah, he's cooling off with all those ones.
But $4 for my night job.
There you go.
So we went live just a little bit later than usual because we were talking about hair, the hair that Maha and I currently have, the hair that Jeff and Jason used to have. Jason, did you find that picture?
I did. Let me show it to you, Nicole. So this is the old hair. Let's see here. And how do I? Where's my screen? Did I share it?
You could.
Yeah. Here we go. Hold on. Here we go. It's gonna work.
The Jason hair era.
The Hera. The Hera. Let's see.
Is it working?
Yeah. Can you see it now? There we go. I gotta add it to the stage.
Whoa!
Oh, almost. We're almost there.
Is that it?
Are you gonna add it to the stage? I clicked the button the same time you did.
Oh, okay. Well, there we go.
Sarah!
Stop.
What
That's
age
right.
is that?
We were talking about vinyl brushes that we might shop for. So
this is 17 into 18. This is my first radio like promotional picture, and you can see I'm so cool that I have sunglasses, but I'm not wearing them.
Okay.
So this was my first.
Come on, just hold
Wow.
Yep, that was my first my foray into having what is called a hairbrush or a comb, and yeah, that's how things used to work back in the day. Okay, there we go. Bye bye.
Love it.
Wow.
Hottie alert. Ooh, sorry. Sorry.
So usually Andrea joins us and tells us about something that's going on. She's unavailable today, and usually if she's gone, I will highlight something. But guess what? I'm giving everyone an assignment. If you want to know what's going on at Seminole State this coming week, go ahead and follow us at NerdbirdSSC on Instagram. You can also go to Facebook and find us there as well. So that's all on that. So I'm going to be that teacher that's like, if you want to know, go do your homework, right? Okay, there it was.
That's right.
All right. So shopping season is upon us. So we always preach to apply information literacy skills and good research processes to any information need, whether it be for school or for personal use. So we're going to dig into that a little bit today. Jason, who's on the line? We've got some comments.
We do. We have a few comments. We want you to participate in the chat. So make sure to put your name and make sure to put your IDS professor's name so we can get you credit. We'll share that link at the end of today's session. And we're popping everybody's name up here. But right now we want to check in with you. We have a hypothetical research topic. Our research topic for today is how do you review a review? And many of you have seen reviews, whether it's on going on a trip or buying some shoes or what?
Jeff, that's almost a fake. Oh. That's almost like a fake review, like viewer.
Yeah.
You're almost a fake viewer. I'm doing the thing that we're not supposed to do.
There we go. There we go. So how do we approach that, students, in the chat? Keep letting us know. We're going to ask you throughout the chat to keep the conversation going. But how do we review a review? And where do we start, Nicole? Do we have a certain website or anything that we're reviewing?
Well, actually, there's at least one great website I found a recommendation for. But just to maybe talk a little bit about context here before we dig into that.
Let's do it.
I went down the rabbit hole. Jason, you're in the simulation theory rabbit hole.
Yeah, I like rabbit holes. Yes.
Yes. It's very easy to fall into them. So I did want to point out to everybody, if you didn't already know, I think probably most everyone that's watching knows that like there are fake reviews, right? We already know that there's fake or constructed reviews that are not from real customers. that apparently you can buy reviews, and we have a primary source on that topic. So Jeff, don't let us forget to include that in a little
I've
bit.
got it.
Yeah. But we all know there's fake reviews, and there is a federal entity, the Federal Trade Commission, so government entity, and their responsibility is to protect consumers, because we can help protect ourselves, and that's what information we're going to learn today is going to help us protect ourselves while we're holiday shopping or looking for other products, right? But the government,
Nicole, real quick, Franco has a good point, Nicole. See if a person is giving the same type of review for multiple locations, even if they're giving all 5-star reviews. Maybe they're getting paid, maybe they're on the take, or maybe they're phony. I'm not sure. Good point, Franco.
I love it. Thank you for sharing. So just so that everyone knows, this federal agency, the FTC, in recent years has particularly ramped up their discussion of like how they can further protect consumers from fake reviews and other types of false advertising that is wound up with reviews and like promotions and things like that. So this past August 2024, they announced a final rule that they've been talking about for like 2 years. So now they have basically, I'm going to break this down very crudely, they have more of a leg to stand on for suing somebody, because they can sue you basically civil court, because their rules are attached to legislation that's already in play. They can't charge you with a crime necessarily, but they can sue you in an effort to stop you from buying fake reviews, posting fake reviews, things like that. And if you're curious, if you Google, if you go to the FTC website, you can look at all these details. I just want to kind of set that up for you. I mean, shoot, I went into a rabbit hole and I clicked on this whole, there's a PDF that explains to you in 163 pages, if you really want to know exactly what's going on at the federal level to protect consumers from these fake reviews. So just wanted everyone to be aware of that.
And if we're looking again, what would you type into Google for your search? What are some keywords? Do you even type in real reviews or fake reviews? Would fake reviews pop up? I mean, again, this is kind of what we're doing here in this library centric sort of show. What are you even real reviews versus fake reviews? Go ahead.
Okay, we might have some ideas in the comments, Jason, if you want to highlight anyone else's ideas, because I know we had that really good idea from Frankie, somebody or someone.
Yeah, Franco, and then Marshall had a good one too. I'll pop that one up, and then we'll keep rolling. Read the view, read it, experience it, and see if it was legit. Good job.
Okay, so the first thing, I did go to the web, and this will be very helpful, I think, to people. Some of the patterns that people note, like across the board on websites, because I tried to look for the same information on like multiple places, right? Mm-hmm. So profiles, you can click on people's profiles who have done reviews, and you can see how many reviews they've done in total. So if they've if they only have 1 or 2 reviews, it might be like, was this a fake profile created to do a fake review? If the review itself has like awkward wording or like a weird use of vocabulary, a lot of exclamation points, those can be some of like the really obvious things. Spelling, grammar. Mm-hmm. Also, if you look at someone's profile that is posting reviews and they basically say the same thing for every review, that could be one tip off as well. Mm-hmm.
So Marshall's bringing up a good point too. Our reviews, really quick, our reviews aren't reviews just opinion. However, if you put a pin in that, we use these reviews all the time to evaluate larger things. Here's an example. Say it's Friday night. Say you look like I did in that picture back there, right? And you're like, oh, I'm going to take a selfie of this. Although selfies weren't invented then. Neither was a phone camera. It was the 1800s. And you're like, Friday night, 10 o'clock, I'm going to put my picture up. No likes on Instagram. 11 o'clock, no likes on Instagram. 2 o'clock in the morning, no likes on Instagram. What do you guys do with that picture that nobody likes?
Delete.
You're going to delete that picture and take it down. So that's an evaluation. Now, somebody's opinion, everybody's opinion in the world, nobody liked that picture, but maybe you're going on a trip somewhere, or maybe you're looking at buying new televisions. We're coming up on like Black Friday and we're going to buy a bunch of new televisions, right, Nicole? So maybe there's one television that has 10,000 reviews. I haven't read them, but I see 10,000 and another television has 2. So aren't reviews just opinions? Yeah, maybe. But if this one has 10,000 and this one has 2, which one are you going to choose for your new television? So that's kind of what we're talking about here.
Quantity, yes, that would factor in. Also, remember, opinions aren't necessarily false. Opinions are based on facts. Now, some opinions could be based on misinformation, so that's something to look out for. But again, if 10,000 people have reviewed something and it's like almost 5 stars, we could assume that like these people's opinions are based on facts and like that product is worthy and it keeps on being bought and highly reviewed, right? So we can go through that thought process. Maha, I know you said you're a big shopper. What is your process for looking at reviews? Do you like really dig in, or do you kind of just stay on the surface and look at like volume of reviews and kind of like, is it close to 5 stars? Like, what are your kind of some of your habits?
Well, recently, including me, a lot of my friends and everybody, we buy from TikTok Shop. It's like a thing where it's like part of TikTok, and you can just like get items and buy them for cheaper from other places, is what I've been told. But with those, especially with influencers and stuff, you have to see if like when you click on their page, if that's all they talk about is like you know, to buy all these little different items, or if they're genuine and like, you know, and it's like, you know, more than just things like products being sold. So I have to see a lot of that too. And nowadays, even people like some sponsorship, they don't even want you to include that it says sponsorship. They just want you to just sell the product itself, so you don't even know if they're getting like money out of it. So it's very confusing nowadays as well from that.
Okay, yeah, that's something. And by the way, just to reiterate, this PDF, I could link it. I'm going to put it in the video description of the complete and final ruling of the FTC on fake, deceptive online reviews, like influencer situations, is in this document. So that is being recognized.
Yeah.
Federal those sponsorships and stuff like that, very influential in our day and age. Has anybody heard of FakeSpot?
No, but I'm excited to learn.
Okay, well, I haven't dug into it, but this is one of the websites that is definitely worth trying out. Analyze and identify fake reviews and counterfeits. And it uses like, I don't know if it's a browser plugin, but it basically uses AI to look for patterns in different reviews, like if it sniff them out. So that's definitely a tool that's available. I got to be honest with you. Unless I was buying something that costs like over $500, which apparently a TV will not even cost over $500.
Not on Black Friday.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just not. I might take a chance on the $100 oily hairbrush I keep seeing on Instagram. They show reviews when I click into but I don't even know what is that company. Here's the thing. I am in the market for a TV, but guess where I went? I went to Best Buy, because if I'm going to buy something from an organization or a company, if they have brand recognition, they need to defend that brand so that they can stay in business and keep being a multi-million-dollar publicly traded company. Best Buy is, I think they're publicly traded, but they're a multi-million-dollar, billion-dollar corporation. So I trust that they have to maintain their reputation, and that is very large and is worth a lot. I'm going to trust like that they're going to vet reviews, that they're going to have a better product, because if they piss enough, excuse me, that was a horrible choice of words. If they make enough people mad with having bad or poor products and service, they're going to go out of business. To that oily hairbrush, I thought it was $100. Maha, you saw one for $200.
Yeah.
It's like a hairbrush for a couple $100. That company that sells it, I've never heard of them. They're just like blowing in the wind. But guess what? If I spend that money, I'm going to take a chance that I might be wasting my money. That's how I'm going to look at it, as far as doing that labor to search reviews.
And you bring up a good point, Nicole. We're talking about trust, which you mentioned a few times. So as librarians, we're teaching you information literacy, right? And this skill set you will use in your scholastic work here at the college, but also as a lifelong learner and an informed citizen. And so information literacy, can you locate the information? Can you evaluate the information and then use that information effectively based on an information need, which we have all day, all the time. We're always looking for information. How do I find this? But now we're talking about evaluating, and some of the folks in the chat are saying, okay, well, you look at price. Okay, that's one way to look at it to make sure. Look at the reviews. That's what we're talking about. And then we also want to make sure that, what you were saying is there a full name of the person? Did they put up pictures? Did they really take a lot of time? Because some people are really kind of married, if you will, to their organizations. So for example, I'm a member of REI, the co-op, the recreational co-op. And like, if there's a review from them, that's another club member, and they all pay a fee, or it's a co-op. And so I know that that's a trusted source. Now, if somebody, like you were saying before, has misspellings and it's like, don't buy that junk. Okay, like that doesn't really help me. But if I want to buy something like maybe a new mattress and 10 people are like, this mattress is lumpy, it's awful, don't buy it, I'm already out. I'm already moving on to the next product. I don't need 1,000 to say that. But if like 10 people have taken a picture and agree, look at this oil stain on the floor of my carpet from this product, I'm like, yo, I'm not going anywhere near that. But now I have to spend so much other time looking at other people's reviews. Where are my opinions, right? So it starts to get a little weird, but you do want to take something from someone else who has a little bit of stock of knowledge. In this case, they have a stock of knowledge in the product. Usually we're talking about a stock of knowledge in the expert in the field, right? An archaeologist, an English major, and so on. But I do think that having somebody's picture, maybe somebody's full name, maybe multiple reviews, and then sometimes you'll see, like, I've seen before in forums like AT&T or something like that for internet, they're like, this is one of our super reviewers, or they have an indicator, a super mark, almost like a check mark on Instagram. And let me pause really quick. When you're looking at people who post on these social media sites, even though they may have a blue check mark or they're authorized in that social media venue, they might be on the pay take as well. So for example, if there was an organization that said, hey, our products are safe, and then somebody else goes on there and they're like, no, I'm a doctor, they're not safe, buy this other product, I would go, wait a minute. Because that person might be getting paid, and now you're in a little bit of a rabbit hole going on. So the word trust, Nicole, that's the word. Who do you trust?
Here's a review for a TV on Best Buy. Okay, so I've helped myself narrow credibility by going to a website that I trust, first of all, before I even look at reviews. This reviewer received promo considerations or sweepstakes entry for writing a review. Interesting, they don't give 5 stars. They do cite something that they saw as a drawback to the product. So I'm seeing these different factors, and in the end, am I still trusting it? Because honestly, I'm like, bro, like, you still got paid for this. Like, I feel like even though you like said something that was bad with the product, I'm still like, But I thought you mentioned a picture. I thought this was so awkward. I'm like, this was the picture?
That's Miss Rachel.
Like, the lady's nose?
That's Miss Rachel.
Like, who is that?
Oh, look up there. And we had one of the students in the chat mention this. This one has a verified purchase. So some people are saying too, to help the validity of it, if they just don't make a comment, but they actually purchase it, again, that's something to look forward to.
How could you know if you haven't purchased it? Now,
but Nicole, specifically, I meant a picture of the person. I didn't mean a picture of I think a picture of the product is pretty boilerplate and mandatory, right? If you said, hey, I have this shoe. Yeah, I broke the heel on my shoe, but I'm not going to show you a picture. Well, that's usually what happens.
People will write reviews without attaching pictures. And you can pretty much throw those reviews out immediately. Someone writes a review with no picture of the product in it, just
exactly. But again, we're evaluating this. Can you go back to that person's home? Yeah. What are they talking about, Nicole?
I mean, this is obviously
about the TV?
The TV. Now, this is a different person, but this person for the same product.
I'm judging the dining room is what I'm doing. I'm not worried about
not alone, and it's not my aesthetic either.
It looks like a room from an asylum. Everything.
I'm like, what's in the box out there on the patio? Is that a cat house? Like, what's going on? I'm not even worried about the review. But if you even
television, so I don't want them to get shamed publicly. I'm gonna
they put it on the internet. It's available. If you show that picture again, I kind of do a once over. Show the picture again, Nicole, just with the Google search. I'll look at this. Oh no, not that one. Just with the Google results. and I'll kind of scan it really quick. Yeah. So I mean, look at the TVs. I got all the way on the right. I got 9K. That's mine to beat. And then the second one is 9K. One's at Target, one's at Walmart. Then I'll go to the price, 32 inches, 24 inches. So I can get a 32 inch for $88, or I can get another one for 119 for less inch. I'm probably gonna pick the Target one at $88 with 9,000 views.
The one I was looking at only has 259 reviews, so I'm gonna be like, is that a good enough sample size for me to guarantee it's like a top product that's worth spending some money on?
We put something in the chat, and go ahead and, just be honest. Have you ever left a review? Any of us on the panel as well? Jeffrey saying never left a review. We got only once here. I think it's a real conversation, because who wakes up and goes in there and is like, I'm going to write a review today. I'm going to take a picture of my thing. I'm going to put it on the thing. But bro, for what? To help you pick a product? It's a very strange thing to do.
Well, it is. In fact, that is supported by the literature, because I did, in my little rabbit hole, I searched for search terms related to this topic in the library databases, also the library search engine, which is, it searches the databases, but it searches everything. There is, and I forget which one, but one of these articles, literally, it's like a scientific study on reviews, and it says that people more likely only do reviews if they're negative, if they have a negative feeling. But even then, most people don't review products that they buy. And we've seen from the sample here on our chat that those facts and figures check out. Now, Jeff, you happen to know, you have a close, not close relationship, but some kind of close affiliation with someone who was paid to write fake reviews. Is this right here?
Yeah. So, a friend of mine, I won't name names, so here, I'll share my screen.
Don't name him. Don't name him.
Don't name names. So what's their name?
I'm sure this was in the last era of life. This was not something that they do now.
Don't tell us who they are, but what's their name?
So hold on, I'm going to share
just drop their name.
The job posting. That's me with hair.
Hey, Jeff with hair. Hey.
I looked at an 18-year-old picture as well for Jason.
Oh my God. These are gems.
Yep.
Maha's brain is exploding right now.
So, the friend of mine that got paid to write reviews got the job from this website, Upwork. So, if you know how to use Upwork, it's basically a gig job site. So, you can log in, you can get paid $20 to write a review. And I searched it today and just happened to find an example. I can't click into it because you have to be logged in and verified on Upwork to actually read it, which is probably to avoid the FTC taking them down. But basically what these people are saying is, we launched a dad joke puzzle on Amazon and we need beta testers. So what you do is, if you buy their product, let's say it's $5. Access denied. Sorry, accidentally clicked it. Take the picture, post the picture, write a 5-star review. They give you $20.
Oh my God, my next side hustle.
And so my friend who did this,
you are not going to be up in here writing bad reviews
for dozens of products.
Whoa.
He would just get paid to write these reviews. And so it's just something to be wary of.
Sleep at night. Can you lay your head down on the pillow and sleep well at night? Listen, the FTC is coming for you. They are coming for you. They will sue you. They will investigate. Although I will say, if you read that part of that whole document, they say it is pretty inefficient to do very small investigations. That's why they are trying to implement more sweeping sanctions that will be easier to enforce. Because of course, I could go write a bad review right now. The FTC is not going to know, right? I'm not going to do that. But some of these laws on these types of things that affect consumers, that affect all of us, are not so very immediately enforceable. So it's an issue. It's definitely an issue.
And it's something to consider here, Nicole, because we're in academia. We're trying to get an education. Yeah. Many of the students here are learning. They're trying to go on to the next level. They want to get a certificate now, what have you. However, the information sort of evaluation never changes. I mentioned before, you're going to be an informed citizen and a lifelong learner. If you're reading a bunch of weird, sketchy reviews, it's the same thing. It's who do I trust? Is this the right thing? And then on the flip side, don't you always get asked to leave a review? I mean, you go to the dentist and they're like, leave us a review on this. So there's so much pressure, I think, to be like, well, you want me to leave a review? I had pretty good service. Now I gotta go sit. Okay, let me log into my computer. What website was that again? You wanted a Google review? Okay. Jeff was a really good. He cleaned my teeth. It was really good. Awesome. Like, what do you want me to do? How much time do you want me to leave you a review? So it's a lot of.
I had an experience in our house. We looked at a restaurant in our area and read the reviews, and all of the recent reviews were almost exactly the same, and they weren't fake. I believe that people ate at the restaurant, but they were like, we ate here on, for lunch. It was great. Jeremy was a great server. We went for dinner. Jeremy was a great server.
Yeah.
We went for brunch. I'm glad brunch is back. Jeremy was a great server.
You're trying to boost up Jeremy.
Jeremy's mom.
They were like, please leave a review and mention Jeremy. Please leave a review and mention Jeremy.
I will say, can we park it here and then go back in the chat? What do you guys feel about reviews for food? I don't think food and the oily hairbrush are the same thing. I don't think a car and a mattress is the same thing of something that's going in, right? Like, hey, try this new medicine. Bro, I don't need your review. Like, no, that's not something. So what do you think of that? The delineation between personal intake, if you will, products and a new pair
I
of
don't go to
roller
a
skates or
restaurant
something.
unless somebody has given me a personal recommendation, or 7 days out of the week their parking lot is mostly full and they stay busy all the time.
I'll go if Jeremy's my server, but if Jeremy's not my server, and apparently he works every shift. But you're right. If the restaurant is thumping and packed, yes. If you ever go to a restaurant and there's nobody there, I probably won't be eating there because there's nobody there, and there's probably a reason that there's nobody there.
When I went to Africa and we went for like the safaris over there, the people that drive the cars, they really like to have reviews, and I will take my time and like give them a review, because I don't know, that's when people sometimes do look at reviews and see like, which company to go with. So that's like one thing that I took my time and wrote about it,
The last review I wrote was for the guy that I went fishing with in the Keys. So
yeah.
I feel like service reviews.
Yeah.
What's that one? What's Tobter? What's that? Am I saying it wrong? Is that an acronym?
I don't know. Is that that's what I was wondering.
Marshall, what's that?
Did any of those people engage? Like, did they respond to your reviews from those safaris companies? Mama?
I think
Did
I don't
they
know. I just
respond
got
back?
a notification that it was like, oh, thank you for your,
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, one of the articles I found that I have to print this one out is for business owners, and it says engaging with reviews, whether they're positive or negative, is a good way to boost your business or get better feedback.
I could see
So
that.
just from a consumer point of view, if I saw, like when I see people that whether the review is good or bad, they're responding back. What's that supposed to do is promote, like to show people that you have interest in improving your product, improving your services. And so your credibility is expanded as a business owner. So I was wondering if they did that. I don't really use reviews for food. I just stick to what I know. I mean,
but what about friends and family? What if they, do you trust them and they want to pick the place? I'm sure, somebody says, hey, let's go to this restaurant. And you're like, I don't want to go there anymore. Again, we're talking about getting information and evaluating that for credibility. Oh, is a typo? No problem on the typo. Enjoy service reviews.
Listen,
we're like, is this a new app? Yeah. Is this a new site? What are we doing?
I was over here Googling it and couldn't find anything.
I think Jeff is right about Michelin. If a restaurant is a Michelin, what's the max? 3, 5 star, whatever, that's legit. And back when I used to live in New York, the Zagat guide, so first of all, if you go to New York, they have ratings right in the restaurant window. It's an A or B or whatever. And if it's not an A, I don't think you should be going into that restaurant. Okay. But that's just me. If you go to a restaurant and it's like, hey, we're a D+, come check us out. It's like, bro, what are you, you're selling Chinese food at the gas station. This is not happening. I'm not going in there. But the Zagat, that was an annual guide. You used to, back in the day when there were books and not online, you could look in the book and see everything. But there's certain things that I think I would go with. So we've mentioned cars here a couple times. If it's going to be Blue Book, Kelly Blue Book, or one of these,
reports.
Yeah, there's going to be something, because you guys know, and you're thinking about it when I say it, the #1 movie in the weekend. The #1 hit television show. Well, #1 what? What are you talking about? Is it good or is it bad? But that's how they keep selling us on the greatest sports energy drink in the history of sports and energy and drinks. Well, the greatest according to who? So keep all this in mind, because we're being bombarded with this all the time, and it's up to you, in this case, as the consumer. Usually you're the researcher, but I think you still are the researcher, but ultimately you're paying for what this product is. And I think we would all feel kind of crummy if we saw a lot of great reviews, waited for the
food pun?
Oh, good, crummy, CRUMBY. And the package came, and then we opened it up, and then the whole thing was garbage, you know? And then you might want to leave a bad review, but I don't know. I think that's kind of karma, too. Why would I go on there and be like, yeah, they say I bought this, and then it was terrible, and don't ever buy from them again? Like, it happens. I don't know.
So just a shout out, because we are librarians after all. Jeff, you're an honorary librarian, okay? I want to point out that I searched analyzing online reviews for credibility in the library search engine, which does search the library databases. Because I was like, could you write a paper on this? I mean, like, what's in the peer-reviewed literature? And sure enough, and I did some other search terms. Okay, there's stuff in there. If you wanted to write a paper on reviews, on online reviews, you could. You can find literature. This one article, I just want to point out real quick. I thought this was fascinating that researchers have literally created a formula for the factors that influence the production of online reviews by consumers. They have taken a bunch of reviews and collated them together and studied them and applied probably AI and language mapping and things like that to literally discover a formula that goes into it. So, you know, we've talked pretty casually and covered a lot of the different areas of reviewing the review today. But hey, if you want to write a paper on it, I would tell you with full confidence as a librarian, go for it.
Yep. I had the one article I had found as well, which I wanted to look up confirmation bias in selecting reviews. I feel like I'm guilty of that, especially if it's a brand that I like, you know, Brooks for my shoes, or when I bought my PS5. Anyway.
Show off.
I'm sure you watch a lot of game reviews, Jeff. Jeff, you probably watch a lot of game reviews. If the new game comes out and everyone hates it, no one's going to buy it, right?
A weekly video game review podcast.
Wait, which is it, the first or second? No, first link.
Oh, yeah, the first link. So, but the article, selective exposure and action to visitors of products evaluate based on bias.
Bro, you did not use a permalink. You did not use a permalink, man.
Oh, you got to use a permalink.
I don't have instant access.
Jeff, no permalink, Jeff? Honorary librarian removed. It's removed for the rest of the day.
I got it from your database.
You kind of trickled off a little bit there, Jeff. No honorary.
Database.
You're not an honorary librarian. Anyway, looking at my Gucci, it's about that time. 3:33. We're going to be wrapping up here. I know, it's a lot. It's a lot. That was a Beastie Boys reference. Anyway, in the chat, if you click on the link, that'll be your attendance for Raider Connect. That is in the link, in the chat, in the link.
Thank you for joining us today. Remember, we are librarians, most of us. We are
She is a candidate, an MSI candidate.
Soon.
Oh my goodness, that is so harsh. Listen, if you like hanging out with librarians and librarian-ish people, subscribe, because we do this every week, and we invite Maha back every week, and we invite Jeff back. We'll probably invite him back sometime.
The Kramer, if you will.
If you need a help from a librarian, we have a 24/7 chat on our library website, so check that out. And we can save you time and we can save you stress. So why haven't we heard from you yet? Come and talk to this man. He can help you out.
There's no question too big or too small.
There you go. You memorized the script. Hey, so why haven't we heard from you? Anyway, let us know. We can help. There we go. There's the script. Click on the link once. If you need help, come to the library. We're here to help. Have a great finals. We're coming up on finals. Have your finals ready. Get your finals. We're going. Anything else? This is where we wave and we hit a button and it's over.
Well, we can coffee.